How's it going, guys? Today we're going to install the Perrin intake or inlet tube on my 2017 BRZ behind me. This one specifically is for a 2017 manual. The automatics from 2017 to 2020 have a slightly different tube. It's actually the exact same tube that the 2013 to 2016 manual and automatic use. So just make sure if you have the 2017 manual, 2017 to 2020, to get the correct intake tube. Okay. A lot of this install is just going to be taking out the sound tube that's in the car and getting rid of that, and this is going to replace that with not having that sound tube in there, and it's just going to look a lot better overall. They give you a little plug here for the sound tube that you're going to plug up so no water gets in the car. They also supply some worm gear clamps with these, and obviously some instructions, but I'm probably not even going to look at those, to be totally honest. And then I also bought these separate clamps. These are T-bolt clamps. I think these look a little bit better. I use them on my WRX for the coolant and the intake and everything. So I feel like these work a little bit better and they look a whole lot better. So I'm going to be putting these on. So let's dig into the install. It's going to take like no time to do this. Alright, so what you're going to be replacing here is actually this tube right here. So first thing you're probably going to do is take this clamp off, take that clamp off, and also take this clamp off, because you're going to be taking out this entire tube right here. I just unloosen all the clamps. It's probably going to make your whole life a lot easier. There's a bolt here, and then I don't think there's any bolts down there, but you're going to unplug the sound tube from where the firewall is, and you're going to insert the plug down there. So just take this whole thing out, and then you're going to basically pop on your new one right here. It should go right in. Also make sure there is actually like a vacuum line right here. So take this one off. It's not a clamp like a worm gear clamp or anything. It's one of those ones that you pinch. So pinch that, and then you can put that back on with your new one and with the two clamps, and you're good to go. So let's dig into this. So the install took me probably like 20 minutes, and I was taking my good old time doing it. One thing I will tell you guys is getting this this little, I think it's like the PCV system out, this tubing here, required a little bit of coaxing. I'll show you real quick. So it was a bit stuck, so I just made sure to get a screwdriver in there to loosen it up a little bit, and eventually it came out. Just kind of get it around the tube there. The little inlet there. Getting this off, that off, and this, super easy. Also gets rid of this big, kind of, not a snorkel, a resonator type thing in the intake. So that's really good. Also cleans up the engine bay a good bit, because you're taking out all this sound tubing, whatever. Mine has been plugged up in the cabin for a number of years. I just put a plug in there because I didn't want to hear that sound anymore. Make sure to install the plug in the firewall, just so no dirt, debris, water, or anything gets back in there. Make sure you also put the two bolts back in here. Nothing would happen if you didn't, but it might rust or something, so just put them back in here. It's going to look a lot cleaner if you have that in there. There's also a little clip down there in the chassis and the body. I just chose to leave it there, so I'm going to leave that there so nothing gets in there. But ultimately, super easy to do, cleans up your engine bay. Maybe make sure to check your air filter too, because with the intake off, you can just take this out and check your air filter really simply. So do that, but ultimately, super easy install. It took me like 20 minutes with basic hand tools. You can do this at home. It takes 2 seconds. But yeah, go ahead and pick one of these up. Probably one of the better intakes out there, just because you're retaining the stock air box here, and it is after the mass airflow sensor, so you're good there. You don't need a tune or anything. And it's also a cold air intake, by the way, because you're keeping the stock box is pulling air from the outside and not from your hot engine bay. So I got mine for 50 bucks. I think they retail for anywhere between like 100 to 120. I got mine on sale though on eBay. Some old stock, I think. So super pumped. I'm going to be starting up the car here in a little bit for the first time this year, actually. So hopefully everything is tight. I'm going to double check these are tight, and just double check my clearance down here, and we should be good to go. So make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and go out and buy one of these, because they're cleans up your engine bay. Looks really good. So peace out. See you guys.